Hey everybody, this is Germ. As some of you might remember, the attack choppers in Battlefield 3 were kind of nerfed in the last patch. Some of the changes they made where you no longer could use stealth. It wouldn't work when you were that close to the ground anymore. You couldn't just fly underneath the radar the entire time. You couldn't have flares or ECMs for the gunner, only for the pilot. And the effective range of stingers and iglas was increased. So a lot of people were very upset about this, myself included. I made a video talking about the patch, and as some of you may remember, I was very upset about this because it felt kind of like the chopper was being nerfed more than necessary, and especially with the removal of flares and ECM for the gunner. Now recently I had a match that maybe not totally rethink my opinions on the chopper changes, but actually help put it into a more positive light, and it made more sense. And actually now I kind of understand why they made at least one of the changes, and I have to say I might agree with it. Now I still, when I'm playing with an Igla and a Stinger, I love their range. When I'm playing with a chopper, I hate it. I did get lucky this gameplay. You'll notice there were almost no Stingers or Iglas being used against us, but I realize that's kind of a rare thing, so do take that into account when you watch the video. But other than that, I had a good pilot, Jen Marco. He and I kind of swapped off between piloting and gunning throughout the course of this video. This was about 30 minutes of us just playing straight chopper. Another caveat on this server, there was instantaneous vehicle respawn, so as soon as we died, we could spawn right back into the chopper and take off. I'm not normally a fan of instant vehicle respawn servers, but for the purposes of this video, it made sense. Also, it's worth noting, I have never met Jen Marco before. I don't know who he is or who he or she is. We weren't on voice chat at all because, of course, that's not included in the game. And we didn't know each other, so we weren't on TeamSpeak. So we didn't even text chat back and forth, if I remember correctly. So why am I giving you all those disclaimers? Well, because we actually had a really good match, and we got a ton of kills, and we helped propel the team to a victory. And the reason we did that, and the reason we were able to succeed as a chopper team, was because only one of us had flares or ECM, and that was the pilot. I believe he was using ECM. I definitely was. And the reason that kind of makes sense in the sense of the patch was, I don't know about you, but if you played with the choppers much on PUG games, it's very, very frustrating to play with someone you don't know in the chopper, because if it's time to flare or it's time to run, it's hard to communicate that with them. So you might have just flared and they didn't hear you, so you're trying to communicate to them. Maybe if you're the pilot, you're trying to type out a quick flare, flare, flare or something, and it doesn't work and you get shot down. It's just really annoying. I know a lot of people, especially a lot of major YouTubers, have mentioned this in the past. They've just stopped playing the chopper unless they have someone they know who they're on voice chat with them. And I tended to agree with that. Like, I very rarely play the chopper anymore unless it was a server so small that I was going to have to play by myself without a gunner anyway, or unless I had one of the other guys from War, We Are the Rivals, with me. But this kind of made me rethink it, because with only one person who has flares or ECM, it's going to be your responsibility as the pilot to take care of the chopper. It is your responsibility to keep it out of harm's way, and there's no frustration wondering why did someone else not flare, or why did someone else not know what to do. The pilot's job is to do all the piloting now, and the gunner's job is to do all the gunning, and that kind of separation of their duties after the new patch actually, I think, makes the chopper quite a bit better, and it makes a lot more sense. Now, there's still some things I don't like about the chopper. I didn't really care one way or the other whether or not you could get locked flying low. I think it's fine to get locked tone flying low. I didn't have a problem with that. It does feel like they've nerfed the main rockets on the chopper in regards to their effectiveness versus infantry, and I don't really like that. But as far as the flares and the ECM, when you're playing pickup games, which, let's face it, most of the time, most people in Battlefield are playing random pub matches, I think this is actually a lot better now. Now, some of you may have kind of sworn off the choppers altogether based on bad experiences with them, but if you have, I would urge you to give it a second shot, because I've had a lot more fun in this match than I thought I would, and I've been playing them since then. Even when I didn't get with a good pilot or anything, I've still had a lot of fun playing with the chopper now after the patch. So even though it is a little bit weaker, you can still have a great time with it, and it's a lot less frustrating to fly it with a co-pilot now. So Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. You know, I know I'm not always the most timely when it comes to like patch impressions and things, but that's just because I post things as I come across them. I'm not someone who can spend 6 hours on the day a new patch comes out trying to find out every single thing about it. I just come across things as I come across them, and I share them with you guys. And I thought this was interesting and certainly worth sharing. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.